From the Champions Classic in Indianapolis, we welcome in our good friend, the dashing young college basketball analyst, Jay Williams, who might, Wilbon, he might have a uniform under that sweater.
He has no more eligibility left. That I know.
It's conceivable that's a uniform shirt. Let us start with this. There's two very big games. There's four giant programs, Michigan State, Kansas, Duke, Kentucky. Kansas is the preseason number one. Why are they ranked first? Do the Jayhawks have something that the others don't?
Well, you know, Kansas obviously losing three of their players from last year, Devontae Graham and Malik Newman and Svi, two guys that combined for around 45 points per game. But it's what they return, though. So, you know, everybody's big in the transfer game, guys. Well, they got two transfers and one who's probably going to be the Big 12 Player of the Year in Dedrick Lawson. He played for Memphis. He transferred there. He's kind of like a LaMarcus Aldridge type of player on the collegiate level. He can get them a lot of points down low, combined with Udoka Azubuike, who's another guy who's just a man down low. And their guards are really, really good. One of the most underrated guards in the country. You won't hear a lot of his names because we'll be talking about, you know, Zion Williamson or R.J. Barrett or Keldon Johnson from Kentucky. But his name is Quentin Grimes. This guard is so dynamic. He can get to the rim whenever he wants. He makes players around him better. And he has that same kind of dog mentality that Devontae Graham had. This team is loaded in every single position, and they could once again get to back-to-back Final Fours.
All right, well, let's talk about somebody who's not playing, at least for now, Silvio de Souza. How important is him becoming eligible at some point to Kansas and serious title hopes, Jay?
Well, I mean, look, Mike, that brings up a whole array of emotions for me. I don't know if he'll ever be considered, you know, eligible. But why are the players the only ones who aren't eligible? I mean, there have been coaches' names who have been thrown into the ring on some of these court trials, and the coaches have nothing to say for it. It's the players who are constantly ineligible. I mean, a kid like Bowden, it continues to really bother me that it's always the players who end up suffering. Now, Rick Pitino is one thing, but he was on his third strike. And we haven't had any other college coaches who have been suspended or also given any of their assistant coaches suspensions. It's only the players. I know I get animated about this, but there's a fundamental problem with that for me.
I'm going to go back to your alma mater, to Duke, to ask you about three prized freshmen. Let's start with Zion Williamson. We've seen all the highlights. Is this kid as advanced as we've been led to believe he is?
Mike, he is the most popular player we've had in this game since LeBron James. He brings that popularity to the table. It's unprecedented in the one-and-done era that a team has had the number one, number two, and third best prospect in the nation. This is going to be a very challenging year for Duke. Obviously, they come out on ESPN Plus with Earn Everything. It's a great series to watch. But the amount of attention and eyeballs, it's going to be fascinating to watch how they deal with the amplification of every issue that happens on this team. So you have guys like Cam Reddish. You have a guy like R.J. Barrett, who potentially is going to be the first pick in the draft. And then you have Zion Williamson, who every single night is going to be on some kind of highlight reel. The question is, do they have the same chemistry that you need in order to really win a championship? But that's something from a fan perspective, with the way that we're going to break them down and watch them consistently, you're going to get a great story to watch this year just by watching every move that they make.
Wilbon, to be fair, cares about Zion Williamson because he hopes the Bulls will get him.
Yes.
I mean, this is Wilbon's entire interest is who the Bulls might get and who they could tank for.
Adam with Zach LaVine. Adam with Zach LaVine and Wendell Carter, 100%.
There you go.
So there you go. So we'll get you out of here on this, and we want it to be quick. We're going to clip the answer. We are going to hold it against you because we love you. But at the end of the season, who are the four teams that are going to be fighting it out in the Final Four? Quick, go.
Okay, I go Gonzaga and the three teams here tonight. So I go Gonzaga, Kentucky, Duke, and then the last team would be Kansas. There you go. That's my Final Four.
Good job. Thank you, Jay.
Jay, as always, we appreciate it.
Thanks, guys.